Live from the MultiGP headquarters, this is MultiGP News.
Today on MultiGP News, with 2018 fast approaching, several chapters from around the country closing out the year with some exciting races. First, the Multi-Rotor Association of Maine hosting the second ever youth racing points race this month, with pilots as young as 6 years of age tearing up the track. Then a full recap of Buffalo Multi-Rotor's 2017 Winter 2S holiday event, plus a look inside this epic dome race in Chicago. Also talk about Too Close for Comfort, FPR Dan 1 knocking Robogenesis to second place, but it wasn't for long. The latest standings in the 2018 Swatch DRL Tryouts. All this and much more coming up on MultiGP News. Welcome back, everyone. Here are your top stories this week on the MultiGP Rundown. The Multi-Rotor Association of Maine taking learning to new heights. The Portland-based chapter adding a dedicated youth racing season, giving young pilots a chance to battle it out in a friendly, competitive, and fun atmosphere. Check it out. The second ever Tiny Whoop Youth Racing League points race kicked off at Ray and Robbins Hobby Center in Falmouth, Maine this month. The race featured a simple oval track equipped with 5 large arc gates and 1 6-foot hoop start-finish gate, courtesy of the local hobby shop. The pint-sized pilots giving it their all as they battled it out in 2 heat matches per round for 3 full rounds. And for 2 of the youngest and newest pilots, the event was definitely one to remember. In only his second race ever, Jack the Hack Ferger setting 2 incredible 9-lap heats, which quickly advanced him into the winner's circle. Now for 6-year-old Ella, her very first lap ever catching her off guard. The young pilot slamming straight into the ceiling, the impact so hard it managed to change her VTX channel, knocking her out of that race. Overcome by disappointment, the first grader bursting into tears, but a quick pep talk from chapter organizer and dad, Ryan Dodd, putting her back on track. Young Ella Bell making up for it all, setting 4 laps, then 5 on the official board. After a long night of racing and some fun competition, here are the overall results for both youth and beginners competing in that race. A Tiny Whoop UTT7 track was also set up in the middle of the youth racing oval for anyone brave enough to fly the tight course. Here are the top 3 pilots on the UTT7. MRAM chapter organizers kicking off the first ever youth racing league season back in November after a slew of young pilots expressed high interest in the sport. And a big happy birthday to Serenity FPV, who turns 12 on Christmas Eve.
Serenity FPV with the 6 laps on her first race. Unreal.
Nice job. Round of applause.
Buffalo Multi-Rotor hosting the 2017 Winter 2S holiday race. The indoor series initially kicking off last month and set to wrap up during spring of 2018. Take a look. Buffalo Multi-Rotor wrapping up their final race of the year. The 2017 Winter 2S holiday race kicked off at R&L Speedway near Buffalo this month. The race a halfway point in the Buffalo 2S Winter Series. The 15-week series started in November and ends at the Spring Championship race next year.
Oh, now I feel pressure.
The indoor series giving MultiGP pilots in the area the ability to fly all year long. After several intense heats, these pilots making the top spots in the race.
I'm Benny Mack with the Buffalo Multi-Rotor Club. And I just won the Winter Indoor 2S Series. A lot of stuff going on there. I expected it to be slower, but I ended up being faster, so I'm not sure how that worked out.
Benny Mack is the reigning champion in the Indoor Series, not only taking first last year, but on track to do the same again this year, taking first in every race so far. And what a memorable race for Team Spaceball pilot Conrad Radar, who set his best time ever, placing 6th in the competition. Now the Buffalo Bando is another exciting race you won't want to miss. The 3-day event hosted by Buffalo Riverworks set to kick off from June 22nd to the 24th of next year. The fun-filled race will include a feature track, an indoor track for full-size quads, and a mind-blowing micro track. MultiGP chapters Milwaukee Rotorcross and the Chicago Drone Racers joining forces this winter season for some dome racing action. Take a look. At first glance, it's like FPV heaven.
Nice little track set up here.
The White Pines Golf Dome near Chicago is a hotspot for Midwest pilots this winter season, whether they're intermediate or pro class.
Oh no! Oh, the pressure got to him and it's all over.
The Chicago Drone Racers and Milwaukee Rotorcross joining forces to run these epic races, with every Thursday dedicated to practice and fun flies, and one Saturday of each month set aside for some dome racing action. Well-known pilots like J-Rod, White Noise, and Pizza, who competed in the 2017 MultiGP National Championships, also showing up to race the infamous dome.
Kevin. And look at this up-and-comer right here, Alex Sumner.
This guy's fast. Watch out.
Fast.
Meanwhile, pilots like Crazed FPV, Tommy G, and Adapt FPV turning quite a few heads after setting some impressive times this season.
And they're off. Nice. Very nice.
Chapter organizers Brian West and Michael Oliver working hard to make this event a success. The race sponsored by Horizon Hobby, Good Venture Drones, and Heli Nation.
All the names that provide us love and compassion.
If you have a story you'd like to share on an upcoming episode, email us at news@multigp.com. And when we come back, the competition heating up in the 2018 Swatch DRL Tryouts as RoboGenesis and FPR Dan 1 fight for first place. Plus, our crashes of the week. Stick around. RoboGenesis is not only setting some supersonic times in the 2018 Swatch DRL Tryouts, but he's unstoppable. Take a look. RoboGenesis, who's had the longest winning streak in the 2018 Swatch DRL Tryouts, faced a bit of competition from FPR Dan 1, who bumped him down to second place for nearly 2 days. Robo's come back strong, reclaiming the #1 spot with a top time of 3 minutes and 10 seconds, dropping FPR Dan back to second with 3 minutes and 12 seconds. Pew Pew holding on to third place 5 seconds behind FPR Dan 1 at 3 minutes and 17 seconds. The top 24 qualifiers will be invited to play in a live racing simulator tournament next year. And here are your top 24 pilots so far. Get on Steam, download the DRL Swatch Tryouts Simulator, then fly, crash, and get fast. Here are the details. MultiGP is paying for the fastest MultiGP pilot in this year's DRL Swatch Simulator Tryouts to receive an all-expense-paid trip to New York City. That soon-to-be famous MultiGP pilot will participate in the Drone Racing League esports tournament next February. The fastest pilot in the Swatch DRL Tryouts receives a $75,000 contract to fly in the 2018 DRL season. Just click the link on your screen and race now. We will meet you in New York City. Now it's time for our crashes of the week. We want to thank those who took the time to send us some of these crash clips. Check it out. Now, if you would like your crash featured on an upcoming episode, email your videos to news@multigp.com. That's all the time we have for this episode of MultiGP News. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you never miss an update from us. Thanks for watching. I'm Kalara Maynade reporting for MultiGP News. If you like this video, press the like button below, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in being showcased in the next episode of MultiGP News, please contact us at news@multigp.com.